Hello and welcome. My name is Michelle. I am your emotional resilience coach, and it is fantastic to have you join me here today. What we're going to be chatting about is part 2 on what does emotional resilience look like. Resilience means to bounce back. It doesn't mean that we're going to win every battle. It doesn't mean that we're going to charge through and win the day every single day. That's just not practical and that's not life, and we certainly don't learn that way. I am here to just give you new thoughts, new ideas, new patterns and ways of being. If this resonates with you, please do hit like, subscribe the notifications channel. If there's somebody you feel that this could really help, please do share it with them. All right, so in the last video, we spoke about what it looks like when we fall under the umbrella of blaming people and what it looks like when we make excuses. Today, I'm going to speak about falling out of the habit of complaining, criticizing, and doubting. All right, so what often happens, especially if you've come from a family where you have been criticized a lot, you will most likely have this inner critic within yourself, this tape of a parent who is criticizing everything that you do and doubting everything that you do. And this is not conducive to emotional resilience because, again, it keeps you in a place where you are stuck, in this place where you feel that you have no power, that you are just at the mercy of life. And what often happens is that criticizing is easy to do, especially when it is the dominant tape in your head. And the worst part about all of this is that we do this to ourselves, all right? If you've ever met somebody who's highly critical, if you've ever come across somebody who's you feel is a little bit judgy, chances are they are like that with themselves. You're just getting a witness to this inner tape that is playing in their own heads. What I like to do when I meet people like that is to just show them a little bit more empathy and a little bit more a little bit more compassion for them and for me, because I'm on the receiving end of it, because I feel this is hard. It must be really, really hard to be that person. All right. So what this does is criticism keeps us in a place of negativity. It keeps our brains stuck in looking for everything that is wrong. All right, it puts us in this place of doubt of nothing is ever going to go right, nothing is ever going to be right, everything is always going to be a mess, everything is always going to be a disaster, and always just seeing the negative. All right, our brains are trained to search for ways in which to keep us safe all the time, and there is no doubt that that is very useful. That's why we're here today, and our brains need to do that. But it picks up this momentum, unfortunately, of negativity and everything that is wrong with our lives and with the world and with the people that we love and within ourselves. And it picks this up when that is all we focus on. So if we're going to be in a state of looking for things that are wrong, that is what we're going to find over and over again. I don't know if you have ever had this experience where you've decided maybe you want to buy a new car, or maybe you're looking for a school to put your child in, or maybe you're looking for something, a particular gift for a friend or a loved one. And all of a sudden, that's what your brain starts seeing everywhere. It picks up cars that you're looking for. It picks up ideas for gifts for somebody that you love. You will have more conversations. You'll read more posts on social media. You will just come into your life more of what you're looking for, because there's so much that is happening in the world at once that our brain can't absorb it all. So it filters a lot out. It takes, okay, so this is what's important. This is what you're thinking about. This is what you're needing. Let's focus on that and let's find that. And so our brain hones in on those things and it brings those things to our awareness. And so it's the same with criticism. What we do is we are looking for all the wrong, and our brains are only seeing all the wrong. And this is a very dark place that we can get into. When we only see what is wrong with our lives, this is where we start slipping into the slope of depression and anxiety, because we're not seeing, we're not noticing, we're not recognizing the good, the wonder, the joy, the fantastic things that are happening in the world too, which there are. And so it's very difficult when it's a habit. When you're in a habit of criticizing and being judgmental and being hard on yourself and everybody else, It is a very difficult place to break out of. It's a hard habit to break free of. But what you can do is you can just start slowly, and you just start looking for little things that are good. Make a list of things that you do appreciate. What do you love about the world? What do you love that is on offer? What things do you enjoy? What are the small little pleasures that you like to indulge in? Look for those things. Look for the positives. And this is where gratitude becomes so important and has such a massive effect to kind of shift us away from criticizing and judging to saying, wow, actually, there really is a lot of good going on in our lives. There's something that I like to do in my home. We have a Christian background, and what I do is I call it the tender mercies of God. You can call it whatever you want. You can look for just what the universe has brought for you today. What wonders have you experienced? What has Source brought for you? Whatever you want to call it and name it. Look for it. Actually make a time in your day at the end of the day to say, what happened today that was good? What happened today that I can be grateful for? And I'm not going to lie, some days are really difficult, but those are the days where I really need to just sit quietly, take a few deep breaths, and just scan my day and go, all right, what was fantastic? And what happens is when you see the small, the good, the light in your day, that light grows and grows and grows, and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. We have been doing this consistently every single day for about 15 months now, and it is fantastic. Everybody says to me, well, how's life? And I always say, life's good. We're blessed. Life's amazing. And that doesn't mean that we don't have trials, and that doesn't mean we don't have hardships, and that doesn't mean we don't have things that we need to work through or struggle through, or disappointments or any of that. Of course those things come, but that's not where we're focused. All right. If we were going to be stuck in a place of being highly critical and judgmental, the story that we're going to tell, the experiences that we're going to have, the way we view the world is going to look and be very different. All right. Are you with me? So start small. Just be onto yourself. Don't judge yourself for judging. Don't criticize yourself for criticizing. Just show yourself a lot of empathy, a lot of compassion. These are habits. These are patterns that you have learned, that you have picked up from a caregiver, that you are now carrying on with. All right. But as soon as you are aware of it, you can start saying, hey, okay, maybe I can see this differently. Maybe I can reframe this. Maybe I can look for the good and the positive. And that is a beautiful way to actually step out of our victimhood and into our emotional resilience. When we start seeing and feeling and experiencing the wonder that the world has to offer, it's going to look different. It's going to be different. We're going to step out and we're going to step into our power and say, this is incredible. This is amazing. There's so much wonder to experience too. So if this resonates with you, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, the notifications button. Send this to someone who you feel needs to hear this. Someone who could perhaps do with a new pattern, a new way of thinking and being that allows them to have a greater experience, to move from toxicity to triumph, to just really grab hold of their power and live life on their terms. Have a most fantastic day.